Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? Let me just make sure that my stream here is working correctly. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think we're good on here. Let me just put the thumbnail in and we'll be all set. Or thumbnail, not the chat speed. Okay, here we go. Oh, hello, 57 TYF. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you also, Nirvana Amo. What do you mean by that? Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, guys. Yeah, tomorrow I'll do the Eddie Lowe mission on GTA 4. That'll definitely have up. What is the batch at right now? I'm sorry I didn't do a Red Dead stream last week, guys. I was just busy with a few things, wrapping up GTA 4, and what actually happened was I was hoping that an update would come out on Tuesday for Red Dead Online, and then I could do a stream on Red Dead Online on Tuesday, but there was no update, so I figured, you know what, might as well do the stream then on Friday. Fridays are, the days that most people like, they're getting off work and school, and this is, like, the best day, in my opinion, for a stream. Hey, Professional, how are you? I'm good, Sam. How are you, man? When are you doing GTA 5? Well, I'm not playing GTA 5 until another update comes out. Will I play Red Dead Redemption 1? Yes, I will. What do I think about Luis Lopez or Luis Lopez? I like him. I like all the GTA 4 characters, like Johnny, Luis, Nico. I just didn't like what they did to Johnny in GTA 5, but, yeah, I'll do Vice City Stories, but the thing is, I'm probably not gonna do Vice City Stories after I complete GTA 4, because this will be like what the, I did, how many GTA games have I done in a row? I did San Andreas, then I did Liberty City Stories, then GTA 3, now GTA 4, and Lost and Damned, the Ballad. So yeah, after I finish the episodes from Liberty City, I'm probably gonna do the Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline story DLC, Aiden Pierce's story. That's probably what I'll do next. Yeah, I heard about that. That people were pissed off about the races in Red Dead Online. I don't blame them, really. This game is getting neglected really badly. And, Rockstar definitely needs to give people some info, and they need to give people info as soon as possible, because it's getting ridiculous. I'm so sick of people asking for GTA 5. The game is old and Pro has covered all there is to cover on it. Stop coming to Red Dead Online streams and spamming GTA 5. Well, thank you, Jaden. Thank you for the comment, and thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I didn't, I try not to, I try not to get into arguments with people about it, but it's like, I don't personally understand, the logic in that, everybody's free to play whatever game they want, Unfortunately, there's, groups of people out there that think that, oh, come on, why'd he do that, dude? Seriously? But there's groups of people out there, unfortunately, that think that YouTube channels are only allowed to play one specific game. So they might subscribe to a YouTube channel for just one game, like GTA, and then they expect that YouTube channel to only stick to that one game. And if that YouTube channel does another game, they get pissed off about it. I'd never understood that logic, but unfortunately, some people act like that. And, yeah, and also spamming GTA 5, like, comments is not going to make me want to play GTA 5 anymore. Do I have auto aim on? Because I'm going to get this guy here. No, I have free aim. Okay. Oh, thank you there for the super chats, guys. Just one moment, let me just get this guy. I just don't know why people... This is probably a low-level player, this guy, too. Okay, I am catching up to him. What level is this guy? Let's see. 41, of course. Yeah, it's a low-level player. You know, it's somebody that just got on, you know, this is somebody that just got on, like, Red Dead Online, probably from GT Online. Thinks it's just like GT Online, just gonna be killing people for no reason, and, okay, Brandon, there's no need to kill him. I got him once, and, that's pretty much it there. But thank you, guys, for the super chats there. Huge fan, just wanted to give my favorite streamer some money. Well, thank you, Rex. $50 super chat there from Rex. Thank you, Rex. Thanks, man. I do really appreciate it. Thanks, Rex. I would rather people ask you about different games. Oh yeah, I don't mind that, Sam. I don't even mind if people suggest, like, for me different games to play. I don't mind at all. You know, the only thing that, you know, I just find kind of frustrating is when I see comments demanding GTA 5. I personally watch the GTA content because that's what I'm into, but I always support the Red Dead streams because you put out great content. Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad what direction your channel is going in and not just playing GTA 5. Thank you, man. Oh, well, Jordan, trust me, the griefers on this game are nothing compared to the griefers on GTA 5. On GTA 5, it's like 10 times worse. I'm glad you're doing more games now because GTA Online gets boring after a while. People need to realize that there are more GTA games or just games in general than GTA 5. Thank you, man. Yeah. Why do I think Rockstar didn't release anything on Tuesday? I don't know. You know, they're maybe lazy with it. I don't know what's going on. Sony might just bring more exclusive games to PC. That's always a possibility too. Hopefully, with Days Gone selling really well on PC, maybe they'll do Days Gone 2. And thank you, Sean. No Outlaw Pass 6. No Outlaw Pass 6 yet. Yeah, possibly later if you're on, James. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, is anyone else in my posse right now? Oh, the posse. The posse is full. Let me get some space in here then. I didn't even realize the posse's full, yeah. I'll make 2 spots available right now, and if people need to, if more people need to join, then I'll make more spots available. Okay. The posse should just be open for anyone that just wants to join. Yeah, posse should just be open. Let me see here. Is it? Yeah, it's open. Is Johnny Klebitz like a modern version of John Marston or Arthur Morgan? Well, at least the way that they killed off John Marston and Arthur Morgan, at least that was, you know, that made sense. But the way that they killed off, like, the way that they killed off Johnny was just, Hey, Pro, what's the first thing I do when I create my character? Well, try to grind as many stranger missions as you can. That's probably the best thing to do. You get some gold and, wait until the last moment. I know you hate exclusives, but Microsoft is sharing their future benefits to PC, and that's good. If Elder Scrolls 6 becomes exclusive, just enjoy on PC. I hope that I hope Elder Scrolls 6 is a good one, and they better not mess that up. Okay. Thank you, Tim Chan, for subscribing. Do you think that Watch Dogs Legion is worth to buy for online one day? For online only? Well, yeah. I mean, at the moment for online, no, because there isn't, much stuff to do right now. But they're adding more content. Like, speaking of that specifically on, like, Watch Dogs Legion Online, I think that Watch Dogs Legion, if they play their cards right, and they regularly update the game, and they support their community, I think that they could become a competitor for GT Online. I don't think that it's, it's gonna be, like, an even competitor. I don't think that's gonna be, but they could be a competitor. I don't think it's gonna be nowhere near the skill as GTA, but it's still a possibility. And, and I've seen a lot of stupid comments, like, where, like, people will say, like, they'll say, for instance, oh, like, Watch Dogs Legion Online sucks, GT Online is better, and stuff like that. But the thing is, though, is Watch Dogs Legion Online just came out a few months ago, but GT Online did not become the game that it is until, like, at least, like, a year and a half into it. Like, I remember when GT Online first came out, it had barely any content in it. It had almost nothing to do. It was so boring that I stopped playing it for almost a year. I didn't start playing it again until, like, the PS4 came out, PS4 version. So, like, I just really hate that when, like, people act like GT Online had all this stuff at launch when it didn't. It didn't. It was really boring when it first launched. And I didn't even talk about the game-breaking glitches. There was a lot of game-breaking glitches in the game when it first came out, too. So, like, GT Online was a disaster when it first launched, but yeah, people act like it was perfect and it had all these DLCs and heists and everything on day one when that's completely not true. A game takes time to grow with updates. Thank you, The Awesomeness. I think you would love this anime called Attack on Titan. It's post-apocalyptic, and I know you'll love Season 4, because it's a time period you love. Won't spoil. Okay, I'll take a look at it one day. Isn't that the show? I think I know the show. It's like that show where the people live in the town with, like, the big walls, and they try to protect themselves from the monsters or something like that. I think I know what you're talking about. But isn't that the... I watched an anime a long time ago called Seraph of the End, and I think that the same people that made Seraph, I think, are the same people that made, what was it, Attack on Titan. Could be wrong on that, but I think it's the same people. Mark Allen, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, JG Paint, for the super chat. Thanks, man. New GT Online players seem to forget that we didn't have heists for a year and a half. They expect games to be in their final form from day one, and development just doesn't work like that. Oh, I agree 100%. It's just, thank you, Sam. Microsoft will help Bethesda to polish their games better than Fallout 76 and other Bethesda games with less issues. Believe me, you won't be sorry. Hopefully, Elder Scrolls 6 is good. Oh, hey, TJ. Let's go and get this guy here then. Where is he? Oh, he's on the train. Might as well just follow the train tracks then. Thank you, Blue, for the super chat. And the thing is, I noticed that anytime that Rockstar makes like a tweet you know, the comments are just nothing but spam on like GTA 6. Like they'll make a tweet even in relation to like Red Dead Online, and they'll just be full of like GTA 6 spam. It's kind of ridiculous. And the thing about it is that, like, you know, the people that are demanding GTA 6, I don't think they realize how long a game like that would take. Yes, you know, we haven't had a GTA game in a number of years, I agree, but, like, you know, especially on the next-gen consoles, and if they're gonna make a bigger world than GTA 5, that's not something that you make in just a few years. That's gonna take a lot of time to put together. But what I'll say about this is, you know, the same people that are constantly demanding like GTA 6, these are the same people that constantly complain when like a game fails. So like when a game gets rushed out and it's full of glitches, these same people complain. And when they don't even realize that the game is full of glitches because of people like them, because they pushed the developer to rush the game out without fixing it first, and because of that the game was a total disaster. I'll play the Manhunt games one day, but I'm worried about, like, you know, what you know, playing the Manhunt games, I'm worried about getting a strike on my channel, because it's like I got a strike on my channel for playing Call of Duty World at War once. So I played Call of Duty World at War on my channel, and YouTube gave me a strike. It wasn't even from, like, a company, it was YouTube. And they gave me a strike for violating the harmful and brutality policy, which I don't understand how. All I was just playing is playing World at War. It was Call of Duty World at War. So I don't understand, you know, what I was doing wrong. And if a game like Call of Duty World at War gave me a strike for brutality, I could totally see them giving me a strike for Manhunt. I'd love to play it, but I'm just scared at the same time they might give me another strike. So it's and I'm surprised. You know, they gave me a strike for when I played Call of Duty World at War, but yet when I played Outlast, that was fine. Outlast is just much more violent than World at War, much more. So it's I don't understand. And I don't even think that Outlast deserves a strike. It's like, it's just a video game. It's just... Man, that train got far. Okay, like, this guy's, like, all the way in Lemoyne now. Like, this is... Why do you think GTA Episodes from Liberty City was the worst time exclusive of all time, but a good game? Was it small, medium, large, or massive DLC? It was a massive DLC, Episodes from Liberty City. I thought it was... Episodes from Liberty City is probably my favorite DLC of all time in any type of game. Like, both The Lost and Damned and The Ballad, those are probably my favorite DLCs of all time in a game. But, you know, the timed exclusive, that was the worst timed exclusive that I've ever seen. The fact that PlayStation players and PC players got screwed over for, what, a year? And like Xbox, what was it? Xbox got it like on day one. That was ridiculous. Oh, hello, Jay. I love your GTA 4 walkthrough, thank you. I don't get why people care about KD in GTA 5. It's irritating. Yeah, but it's not just, you know, it's not just GTA 5. Like, a lot of games, like, people have like an obsession with KD. You know, the only stat that I actually care about in a game is my win-loss ratio in Call of Duty. That's the only thing that I really care about, and even then I still don't go crazy with it. Even if I lose a match, it's whatever. But I do try to keep my, you know, win-loss ratio high. But the reason I care about win-loss ratio is because, you know, that determines, you know, how many matches you win, how good you do. But KD, on the other hand, doesn't really determine much. It might determine, sure, you might get you kill people way more than you die, but what else is there? You know, the only time I could see KD mattering is if it's like a game mode like Team Deathmatch. You kill more people than you die. Okay, you know, it's helpful there. But like, I'll tell you something. kill death ratio means absolutely nothing in like a game mode like ground war, domination, and like Call of Duty or something like that. And it means absolutely nothing in a game like GTA 5, considering the fact that it's that KD works in free mode. If KD was just in like in adversary modes in GTA 5, then okay, you could be proud of it, I guess, because you're fighting other players in adversary modes. You have equal access to the same weapons. But if it's in free mode, where people have access to all these weaponized military vehicles, you know, Oppressor Mark IIs, jets, orbital cannons, they have Ghost Organization, all this stuff, all these cheap ways to get kills, KD is nothing to be proud of. Like, I remember, like, you know, back in the day, all people would do is they would fly around in fighter jets and lasers, and they would just go into passive mode, get out of passive mode at the last second, bomb people, get a bunch of kills, go back into passive mode, activate Ghost Organization, and just they kept doing that over and over and over again, and that's how they got really high KDs. Not saying everyone that has a high KD did that, but a lot of people did that. And my question is that skill? No, that's not skill, that's just a joke. That's what it is, it's garbage. So like anyone that's, you know, proud of KD in a GTA game, that's just stupid. One of my friends, he was like really big into the Black Ops games, like he was really big into Call of Duty, like he played the multiplayer so much, and he was so sick of the KD warriors in Black Ops, and then he started playing GTA with me, and he's like, oh, thank God there's no KD in GTA, and I'm like, well, I hate to break it to you, there's KD in this game. He's like, what? There's KD in a GTA game? How? Why? But yeah, so they have KD in a GTA game. But I'll tell you, like, I've played, like, so many, like, matches in Call of Duty where, you know... Oh, sorry about that. I've played so many matches in Call of Duty where I'll win a match, and the moment that I win the match, I'll have some guy on the enemy team just trash-talking, and he'll just say, oh, I got more kills than you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, that doesn't matter. If I won the match, it doesn't matter how many kills you got. Sure, a guy could get 100 kills, and he could still suck if he loses the match. So it's it doesn't matter how many kills you get if you don't if you don't play objective, you don't win. And the thing is though, like, you know, I was actually playing like Battlefield 1. I was playing Battlefield 1 on my PC. I got that recently, like a few days ago. And when I was playing Battlefield 1, there was like it was getting really frustrating because I was trying to play a conquest, and I was like, me and my squad were some of the few people that were actually taking like flags. Thank you, Grayson, for the super chat. So me and my squad were some of the few people taking flags, and it was that one map in Battlefield 1. What is it? The Adriatic Coast one, Empire's Edge, I think that's what it's called. You know, the one on the coast. And what happened was there was a bunch of people on my team who were all sniping at that fortress and on the hills, and they weren't helping with any of the flags. They weren't taking objectives. They were just sitting back there and sniping. And, you know, sniping is fine and all, but at least, you know, make an effort to, like, contribute and help the team. If you're just sitting back there at the back of the map and just getting, like, 1 or 2 kills every few minutes, that's not helping. That's not doing anything. And so, like, I got into the text chat, and I wrote in the text chat, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, why aren't you playing objective? Why are you guys just going for kills? And the thing is, though, is, I was talking primarily about the snipers, but then there was some other guy that was, like, in the chat, and he was saying, well, like, not everyone is good at this game, and I replied to him, and I said, I understand that not everyone is good at this game, that's fine, but, you know, at least try to make an effort to play objective, or, you know, support your team. You know, I'll tell you something, a guy that plays objective and runs in the flag dies 20 times at trying to take the objective, that guy is still 10 times better than somebody that sits at the back of the map and snipes. So somebody that dies 20 times in the objective is still 10 times better than somebody who sits at the back of the map and doesn't even help at all. What are the top 5 things you want to see in Red Dead Online? Oh, a bunch of things. Robberies, you know, properties, more roles, more things to buy. Maybe, like, you know, new wagons, maybe a machine gun wagon. You know, a bunch of things I'd love to see in this game. No, I saw your donation earlier, Grace, and I acknowledged you. Thank you for this super chat. Well, yeah, you know, Battlefield 6 is being revealed in, like, what, 5 days? So, like, less than a week. And I really hope that in Battlefield 6 that, like, there's not a bunch of people that are just sitting on top of the mountain and just sniping and not even helping with the objectives. Because, like, I'll tell you something. When I played the Battlefield games, like, you know, Battlefield 1, the Recon class is my most used class. But I'll tell you something about that. I play Recon very differently than a lot of other people play Recon. You know what I do? I use iron sights on bolt-action rifles, so I'll run with the iron sights, I don't use scopes, and I'll rush the objective. And what I do is I constantly spot enemies and I flare the objective. When you flare the objective, that marks all the enemies on the flag, and that actually really helps for finding people who are hiding on the flags. But, you know, unfortunately, there's just so many recons out there that give the class a bad name, and they just sit on mountains and just snipe and don't even help, and that's garbage when people do that. Am I ever going to do a playthrough for Red Dead 1? Oh, yeah, of course. I'll do it this year, too. What am I going to do for 1 million subs? I don't know, Jaden. That's sometime away, but thank you for the super chat. What do I think about the new Warzone map? Well, it's not really a new Warzone map. It's the same. It's Verdansk. It's just remade for like the Cold War setting for the 1980s. That's pretty much what it is.
You need to leave here right now.
Also, if you guys could put on free aim, because I'm using free aim just so that it's fair to everyone in the posse. Thank you for the super chat, Grayson. What do you mean? Oh, he's not dead still? Who's my favorite GTA antagonist and why? Probably Dimitri in GTA 4. And the thing is, I really hate Dimitri. I hate him as a, I hate Dimitri as a person. But I think that he's a great antagonist because of just how ruthless he is and how, you know, cunning and evil he is. So I'd say Dimitri's probably the best antagonist in the GTA series. And Dimitri, you know, he's even more evil than Tenpenny in San Andreas. Why is Dimitri more evil than Tenpenny? Because at least Tenpenny admits to who he is. Dimitri instead lies and manipulates others, trying to pretend like he's a rational, reasonable person, when in reality he's the most unreasonable person. Will I ever do an LA War walkthrough? Yeah, possibly, Blue. But thank you for the super chat. But I don't know if it would be that much fun, because I already know, you know, who the killers are, because I did the cases a long time ago. Why can't I lasso him? Oh, come on. This is getting annoying. Okay, there we go.
What the hell is this?
Okay, let's look at bounty daily challenges. What is this? Okay, guys, let's finish this bounty right now, because it's a daily challenge to finish it with less than 5 minutes left, so we should be good. Oh, hey, Saucer. Could you introduce yourself in Polish, the awesomeness? Thank you for the super chat. Cześć, ja jestem Patrick, ja gram na YouTube. Means I'm Patrick, I play on YouTube.
Mother God!
Okay, just deliver the target when you get there. Man, I hope this game gets an update soon. So let me ask the chat a theoretical question. Guys, what would you do if Rockstar released like the next update on Red Dead Online, and they said, and what it basically was it was just a bunch of Telegram missions that were disguised as robberies. That's all it was. And instead they gave us a crappy outlaw pass with some generic clothing, and they told us the next update wasn't going to be until December. What would you guys do?
Ah, good Lord.
Seems someone's time is all but spent. Sales open. Good money for bad business.
I see everyone's saying that they would be done. Yeah, most people are saying they'd quit. Okay, let me see if I can make a spot here in the posse. There's 2 spots open in the posse right now. Rockstar will block me on Twitter. I'd quit the game, and so I already have, but considering how big of a company Rockstar is, it's unacceptable. Red Dead Online hasn't had the chances GTA Online got. They really don't care about Red Dead Online at all. Yep. Did I complete Outlaw Pass 5? No, I got close to it. I was like rank 70. And the thing is, I'm not even pissed off with myself for not finishing Outlaw Pass 5. I didn't really feel like playing Red Dead Online that much. I do enjoy the streams, but like, you know, on my spare time to rank up the Outlaw Pass, I didn't feel like playing it because since that Outlaw Pass 5 like launched with like barely any content, I didn't feel like a desire to play this game as much, and I got I got really annoyed with Rockstar. I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. Do I play on console or PC? Well, I play on both. Most of the games that I play on here on stream are on console. This is on console. It's on PlayStation. But I'm playing GTA 4, for instance, on PC. Ever thought of playing Resident Evil Village? You know, not my type of game. Is Watch Dogs Legion Online good? Yeah, it's fun. You gotta be patient with it because they will add more stuff to the game. Is Red Dead Online worth getting by itself? Is it like, is Red Dead Online worth like, what is it, $15 right now? Can somebody tell me the price that it is right now, the standalone? Not Red Dead Redemption 2, just the standalone for Red Dead Online. What is it? Can someone in chat tell me what it is right now? $20. I thought it was for $15. $20. I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, 15 bucks. Well, I'm gonna tell you at 15, 20 bucks, it's not worth it. It's not. It's not worth it for 15, 20 bucks. Let me actually look something up really quickly here. I'm just curious about something. Let's see. Let me just look at something really quick here. Yeah, like this is okay. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Anybody that is considering buying anyone that is even considering buying Red Dead Online standalone for 15, 20 bucks, don't right now. I'm telling you, don't. And the reason is because you're getting scammed. Basically, if you just buy Red Dead Online, the standalone, you are, you're just getting the online. You're not getting the story mode. Obviously, people that buy that know that. But the thing is, you're missing out on a ton of content with story mode. And I just looked up Red Dead Redemption 2 on eBay. And I just literally went to the buy it now thing, and I just literally looked up the lowest prices. I can find Red Dead Redemption 2 for 20 bucks. Like the full game, with story included on there. So like, if they're gonna charge you like $15 for just the online, go on eBay and just buy the thing for like, you know, 20, 30 bucks, whatever it is, and you'll get much more content for it. Don't buy it on, when Red Dead Online was $5, that was worth it, yeah, sure. But right now, like 15, 20 bucks, whatever that price is, that's not worth it. Don't get it. Hey Patrick, hope you're doing well. Tylarius said in a GTA stream recently that if Rockstar adds Robbery's Heist to Reddit Online in next DLC, he would get back into it and stream it on his channel. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. I mean, we could probably play together on stream if he does. I'll probably do a video on, like, the Robberies update, like, again, like, I'll giving my, you know, thoughts on, like, you know, what they should and shouldn't do in a DLC on that, let's see here, Thank you for the super chat, Grayson. I don't understand a bit, but, thank you. I really want a PS5, but I'm not going to pay $750 plus, and I don't blame you, Jaden. Don't buy from the scalpers. Don't buy from them. It's a ripoff. Don't get it from them. PS5s are going to be available, you know, in stores eventually. You know, with the pandemic and with, you know, the scalpers, it's making it, you know, difficult, but it's, they will be available. You gotta be patient with that. There's so many. Damn it. Okay, I got him there. Oh, I think my TV is echoing. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry.
Come on, get some sense.
I realized my TV was echoing. Okay. Okay. Sorry to tracking arrow kill the bounty. It doesn't matter, Saucer. Don't worry about it. Okay. Which GTA protagonist is gonna die next? Hopefully none. Will I play Just Cause 4 DLCs? Maybe one day, yeah.
Tossing in the sternest cell you can find.
I have an Xbox 360. Okay.
Don't let
My Moonshine is probably ready right now. We're gonna go check on that.
There's your money.
Does anyone have any... Oh my... What is this guy doing here? Okay, probably my fault there. I probably hit the thing here. Thought it was an NPC, but it's a player, but whatever, so good. Okay. Okay, let's go to Moonshine. I'll teleport everyone inside also. I usually wait some time, but like on streams we'll usually finish the bounties a little bit quicker just so it's not boring. Okay, let's see the Moonshine Challenges. Moonshine, okay.
We have a batch ready to go. Allons-y.
Okay, here we go.
Ah, I was wondering when you were going to get here. This is a good batch, of course. They are all good batches, but this one is superior, eh? I have found a buyer who will appreciate it. And most important, they will pay.
Oh, I love
for
the
it
Mafia
too.
series.
Now, all you have to do is to be attentif, eh?
Will I play Watch Dogs Bad Blood? Probably. I'll try to get to it if I can. Try to get there as fast as we can. Don't slow down or stop in front of me because I'm just not going to stop the wagon if there's something in front of me. Underrated YouTuber. Thank you, Will. Thanks for the super chat, man. Okay, I'm gonna stop at the revenue agent's checkpoint. Oh, they're letting us through. Okay, don't shoot them. Okay, I gotta slow down here. Man, I hate this part here. Gotta go really carefully here. Any interesting, crazy, real-life stories right now? Not that I can think of awesomeness, but thank you for the super chat. If I think of one, I'll definitely say it in the stream. Okay, we got it. I'll do the Black Ops 2 campaign one day. Did you like working in retail? No, not at all. Some of the people I liked, working with. Some of the people were my friends, but retail, no. Didn't like. I liked the people that I worked with, if anything. Well, at least the last few years that I worked there, I liked the people that I worked with. The first few years, I didn't like the people that I worked with. The last few years, I did, because a lot of people quit and then new people got hired, and But yeah, some of my coworkers were did some bad things. Okay, here, Moonshine, I prefer type sold to a buyer, okay. Let me spawn this camp here. Oh, I have a bachelor's in law enforcement tech. It was more an all-around store, Jaden. No, I didn't get a chance to finish the Outlaw Pass. It's whatever. I'm fine with it. You're my favorite YouTuber. Keep it up. Thank you, Sam. Maybe I'll do the Ghost Recon games one day. I'm playing Red Dead Online solo because I can't be bothered with dealing with hackers, and with 15 FPS and the lowest graphics, you can imagine. Oh, you're playing on PC. Well, thank you for the super chat, SYS. Yeah, the hackers can be a bit of a problem on Red Dead Online on PC.
Supplies are running down fast.
Okay, we gotta do a resupply mission here. Does anyone need help selling a trader sale on this in this stream?
I'm getting pretty damn good with this stuff, I have to admit. In general, I'd say old drunks and explosive chemicals are not a good mix. But I seem to be the exception to that rule.
Is there a place where you can get perfect bear pelts? Well, I found the most amount of bears spawn in tall trees.
Travel slow with it.
Okay, I'll help you with I'll help you with your trader right after this, Saucer. I'm just gonna do this resupply mission here. Oh, and Saucer, one other thing. Do you know when there's going to be like any kind of PvP modes? Because I'd like to do some kind of free mode event or something, like, you know, anything really. Do you know when one of them's going to be? Do I like to read that DLC on the Nightmare? Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a great DLC, Sam. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, oh, thank you, Christopher, for subscribing. I've grinded almost 11 gigabytes, 4,000. You think this is enough for the new summer update? I have 80,000 and 470. Oh, wait, 400. You've grinded almost 11 GB. What is GB? I thought you meant gigabytes for a moment. 11 million, you mean? Oh, thank you, Gamer Splash, for the super chat. Oh, I'm sorry, gold bars. I was confused on what he meant. I was also thinking of GTA. I'm sorry. Gamer. Okay. I've grinded almost 11 gold bars and $4,000. Okay, I get it now. I was just confused what you meant by GB. I grinded almost 11 gold bars, 4,000. You think it's enough for the new summer update? I have 80,000 and 470 gold in reserve anyway, thanks to your guides. No problem, Gamer. Yes, I think with, you know, that $80,000 you said you have and 470 gold in reserve, you're good. Don't worry, you're good. Whatever this update is, you're fine. Oh, hey, Jermaine. GB is gold bars or out characters. Okay, Gamer. Well, thanks, man. Can somebody, can someone else drive this? If possible, what time period would you like to see in a GTA game? Well, not necessarily if it was GTA, but I'd like to see, like, a game set, an online open world in the 1920s. What time is it in New York? Well, it's 9:39 in New York, but I'm not in New York anymore. Okay, how far are we from this? Okay, we're not that far. I'll deal with this. Okay. Yeah, but if you're really careful with this wagon, you'll be fine. Was the pay worth it in retail? No. Absolutely not. You know, the pay is absolute garbage in most places in retail. I know Costco is one company that paid their workers better, but the vast majority of, like, you know, places that you work in retail, the pay is garbage. And, you know, the amount of effort in some, depending on what you're doing, the amount of effort that you put in is not worth the wage, in my opinion. So, like, and I'll give you a perfect example. You know, like, a lot of people, you know, and this is, you know, this is the problem is, you know, when I was working in retail, like, you know, I encountered, like, you know, all these customers who, they basically looked down on people that worked in retail. They thought that they were somehow better than retail workers, or, you know, these customers, they would look at retail workers and think that they're like failures or something like that, or that they didn't go to college and all this other, you know, garbage. You don't even need to go to college to be successful. But that's the way, like, a lot of these customers I know, you know, felt about, like, you know, people that work in retail. And, you know, and the thing is, though, is a lot of these people, you know, they've never even worked in retail. They think that, like, retail is just simply standing behind a register all day and doing nothing. That's basically what a lot of times these people think. Will I consider playing LA Noire? One day, Captain. But, I'll tell you this, and I have proof that the work was not worth the wage. What it was, the proof that I have is that oftentimes I would work truck nights. So, like, I would work truck nights, like, you know, either once a week or every other week. And even though it was only once a week, I would work the other days, like, in the store. Like, so, like, I would work, you know, store, like, you know, days, and then, like, once a week I would work a night shift. So, like, you know, I'd work like 3 days in the store, and then one day that's a night shift. The night shift was the worst, even though it was just once a week. And basically the night shift, I didn't even care about the fact that it was night. I didn't, because I stay up pretty late, so, like, I didn't even care about the hours. What I instead cared about was the effort the work that you had to do on those days. It's not that I was lazy. I always did my work and everything that I had to, but sometimes you would just be overburdened with just so much work on the night shift. It was just disgusting and ridiculous. So basically on the night shifts, the store would be closed, but we would have to unload this huge heavy truck like all night long. And sometimes the trucks were small, which wasn't that bad, but other times the trucks were massive. And even if the trucks were massive, we didn't get barely any extra help. You know, you'd think that they'd put like, you know, an extra person on the shift to help when it's a large truck, but they don't. And that's how greedy corporate is. They're constantly cutting hours like crazy. So, you know, you know, we would be unloading this huge heavy truck that might be like even 13 pallets like of stuff, and we'd have 3 people on that shift, and we would be expected to unload and unpackage like the vast majority of that stuff in like one night. And so like it would be the dead of winter. It would be freezing outside, and yet you would be sweating. You'll be sweating because of the amount of manual labor that you're doing. So you spend a bunch of time outside, you know, unloading this huge heavy truck. You gotta take it inside. You gotta unpack, take it all inside, unpackage it, and then afterwards, when you take it out of the boxes, then you gotta take all the boxes and you gotta throw out all the garbage. So leave hundreds of boxes. You gotta fold hundreds of boxes, take that out, throw that in the dumpster, unpackage everything, which is like, you know, some of this stuff was like really heavy to lift. And the worst was the Listerine packages. I hated the Listerine packages, the boxes, because the Listerine boxes were so damn heavy because of those bottles, like in these big boxes that they came in. But so you'd unboxing that all night long, taking it out of the truck, even if it's freezing, really hot or whatever, you know, taking it inside, back and forth, getting rid of the garbage. You gotta put it all out on the shelf, and then after you put it out all on the shelf, you gotta send all the overstock downstairs. So any stuff that's, you know, that was, you know, too much to put on the shelf, we have to send it downstairs. So we would have like this hatch in the basement and this door that was like in the floor. So like the company was so cheap, they couldn't even have like a better conveyor belt. They eventually built a better conveyor belt when I was like leaving, but before that they had like this really crappy conveyor belt where it was you know, you had to open up this big steel doors in the floor, and like you had to pull it with all of your strength, and like I feel like I gave myself back damage doing that. So you gotta send all that stuff down, and then even when you're downstairs, it gets worse because you gotta organize all that stuff down there, and some of the boxes are heavy. You gotta constantly take it off the belt, and depending on who you're doing it with, if you're doing it by yourself, you gotta constantly keep going back and forth. So like I would open up this big steel door, put all the stuff to put on the conveyor belt, send it downstairs, then I'd have to go downstairs, use the conveyor belt, take it off the conveyor belt, put it on the shelves, like just unpackage all of it. Then I'd have to go back upstairs, put more stuff on the conveyor belt, and just do that over and over again for hours. It was just disgusting going up the stairs and just all of that. And the thing is, though, you know, for all of that stuff that I was talking about, you'd think that all of that manual work, all of that stuff, you'd think you'd at least get like $20 an hour for doing all of that stuff. But no, instead they'll pay you minimum wage. They'll pay you garbage for that. So it's like these corporations. Honestly, screw these corporations. It's just honestly, I'll never, ever in my life work in that type of environment again. It's like, I'm done. I would never work in that environment again. It's like, after what I went through there. So that's like, basically to answer your question on the pay. That was like, that was not, that was ridiculous. You know, you gotta pay somebody minimum wage to do all that stuff. And the thing that I was always, you know what I always was fascinated about was, whenever you like, when you start working for some of these big retail corporations, you know, they constantly stress to you, you know, the customer is always right and all this other stuff. Oh, you gotta, customer service is the most important, blah, 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 this. And what I always found fascinating is that these corporations will pay somebody minimum wage, but then they expect somebody to provide 5-star customer service. So you're going to pay somebody minimum wage and they expect somebody to provide 5-star customer service like it's some type of fancy restaurant or like it's some type of expensive car dealership. It's, honestly, you're going to pay somebody minimum wage. You know, I'm not saying people are going to slack off, but you're not going to get the this 5-star customer service that you want. It's not going to happen for paying somebody minimum wage. It's not going to happen. I remember, like, you know, when I would deal with, like, a lot of annoying customers, and I'd have annoying customers, you know, curse me out, and, like, you know, I've had people say this to me, the same thing. It's like, I'm not going to shop here anymore. This is the last time I'm shopping here. And, like, you know, when I hear that, it's music to my ears, because I'm, like, in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, good, now I don't have to deal with this idiot ever coming in the store again. And the thing is, I wasn't even doing anything wrong. Like, these people would just complain about really stupid things. Something's out of stock, you know, the lines are too long, or something like that, and they just cause a temper tantrum for just stupid things. And, like, You know, good. You're not gonna shop here anymore. Okay, fine. I don't gotta deal with you. But you know, they never kept their word because they would say, "Oh, I'm not gonna shop here," but then they'd come back like 2 weeks later. So it's regardless. You know, I don't understand that the customers that walk up to a cashier in the store and they'll say to them, "I'm not gonna shop here anymore." Why would they care? Honestly, why would they? Like who cares? I don't care. It's like... Oh, and right, Saucer's we're gonna do Saucer's trader. Saucer, I'm sorry about that. I just got distracted with my conversation. Just invite me to the trader sale, okay? And I'll help you out with that right now. Do I need to leave? I think I'm 4. I think it's just 5. So let's see if it can invite me then. But you know, this issue of like the pay on overnights, like I didn't think that making just above minimum wage, I didn't think that was like, you know, I made barely above minimum wage. I didn't think that was fair. I didn't think that was fair what they were what was going on. And the thing is, it got a major conflict happened because what ended up happening was, you know, when I was in New York when this was happening, you know, they were raising the minimum wage. And what ended up happening was basically somebody that was with the company for 6 years was making the exact same as somebody that just came into the job. And that pissed a lot of people off. That got people upset. You know, I want everyone to make a decent wage, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, you have to do something for the employees that have been loyal to your company and with your company for so long, especially 6 years. If you're going to have somebody with your company for that long and the minimum wage goes up, you got to do something to also compensate the people that have been with your company for so long, because then they feel like they're just the same exact as somebody that was just hired. I'm doing good, Iceman. But, you know, I said this before, so I had, like, a conversation with my boss about, like, you know, the pay on the truck nights, and what I didn't find fair is there were certain people that refused to work the night shift. So there was people that I worked with that refused to work night shift. They wouldn't work night shift. And the thing is, though, management never harassed them about it. Management never got on their case about it, but then other people, they would constantly get on their case about it to work the night shift. And the people that weren't working the night shift, oftentimes, you know, they were cashiers in the daytime. And you know, I'm not saying that being a cashier is easy. It's not, you know, it is complicated to some extent, but if you compare that, like the cashier to, like, you know, the person that's working on the truck night, unloading this huge heavy truck all night, the cashier is just much easier. And what I didn't find fair about it is that the people that were working the truck all night long, like unloading this huge heavy truck, whether it was the dead of winter or really hot in the summertime, you know, over 100 degrees or 90 degrees even, like, and they were working outside for like a number of hours unloading this truck. I didn't think it was fair to those people that those people were making the exact same amount as the people that were working on the cashier in the daytime, and those people weren't even working on the truck nights. And am I in Saucer's posse? I am. So basically, I talked to my boss and I said to him, I'm like, listen, can you do something to, like, you know, get us time and a half or something like that if we're working night shift? Because it's just not fair that somebody be working in the daytime and they'll be working 8 hours in the register, and then we're working 8 hours unloading this huge heavy truck, and we're making the exact same amount of money. It's not fair. And my boss is like, you bring up a good point. You're right. My boss agreed with me, and my boss said he'll talk to the district manager. And the thing is, I knew nothing was going to come out of it. I knew the district manager was a scumbag, and I knew nothing was going to happen. And so, like, I talked to my boss, and I told my boss, I'm like, listen, if the district manager tells you no, can you please ask the district manager what's the point of even working truck nights if you're making the exact same amount as somebody that works in the daytime on the register? What's even the point? Like, what is the point? Why should somebody want to work truck nights? And so I talked to my boss like a few days later, talked to the district manager. I said, did you talk to the district manager? My boss is like, yes. And the district manager said no, right? And my boss is like, yeah, the district manager said no. And I said, well, did you ask the district manager what's the point of working night shift? And my boss told me, I don't know if this is true, but this is what my boss told me. He said the district manager said the incentive to work night shifts is that you get more hours. That is the incentive. So how is that, you know, that is an incentive? And this is how these people think, you know, these corporation people, you know, these big CEOs, you know, that is just literally how they think. They're like, oh, he doesn't have to work here if he doesn't like it, so then you know, he can go find another job. So that's, you know, that's their line of thinking typically. But you know, one thing that I was you know, one thing that I was kind of fascinated with, and it's not even like, you know, that big. Let me see if I can get this up here. I'm gonna try to, hopefully I can get this down this hill here. I just really hope the horse doesn't trip. Okay, there we go. But, one thing that I'll tell you that I was fascinated about is that, even though I was in Poland, like, you know, that was the last time I was in Poland was like 11 years ago. When I was in Poland and I went to the store, you know, how old was I? I was 16. When I went to the store in Poland, what I noticed is the vast majority of stores that I went to, like, when I walked in there, like, the cashier was actually sitting down. Like, that's what I noticed. The cashier was just sitting down at the register. But in America, it's very different, where in America, the vast majority of places, sure, some places will let you sit. The vast majority of places, the cashier is not sitting down. Instead, the cashier is standing. And for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, corporate thinks that having a chair at the cash register, that somehow encourages laziness, or they think that it's going to make the customers look bad on the company. I could care less if the cashier is sitting down when I'm buying something, so I don't know the big deal. But that was the thing. And the thing is, though, you know, imagine standing at the register for 8 hours. Because I've done 10-hour shifts on the register, and I'll tell you, standing at the register for, you know, 9.5 hours because I got a 30-minute break, that's not fun. And, you know, that hurts your feet. Eventually you get used to it, but that hurts. And I noticed that he knows you won't leave. There work unqualified people. The thing is, though, is I'll tell you, with these corporations, like in retail, at least the company that I worked for, it was so complicated to hire someone. Like honestly, the person at corporate who decided on how to like hire somebody should be fired. Because it was the most complicated like way to hire somebody that I've ever seen for like just such a you know, generic job like retail. Like, retail is hard, yes, but like it is a hard job, but it shouldn't be that difficult to hire someone. It should be pretty easy to hire somebody in retail. It shouldn't be really vastly complicated. But when I worked there, like the process to hire somebody was so ridiculously complicated. Why was it complicated? Well, what you had to do is you had to go online, fill out an application. You had to write them, like, you know, the letter and everything like that, but you had to answer, like, you know, this 100 question, like, you know, test or whatever it was. Like, you had to watch numerous videos, which, you know, that took a few hours just for, like, you know, a minimum wage job. And on top of that, you had to go in for the interview, which was a few hours. You know, interview, fine. You know, every job has interviews. But then what actually happened is, if they decided that they were gonna hire you, they would call you in for a second interview. Application, 100 question application, 2 interviews, and then afterwards they would actually send you to this class. So they would send you to this class, where the class that I had was like really 30 miles away from me. Like, it was like I had to drive a good distance to get there. And with New York traffic, that's not easy. That took me over an hour to get there. And so I had to sit 5 hours in this class, 5 hours. And in that class, I learned absolutely nothing. The only thing they talked about was basically customer service for 5 hours. In that class, nothing helped me in the job, nothing. So basically 5 hours of wasted time. At least I got paid for attending the class, but it was 5 hours of just wasted time. Just complete 5 hours wasted time. And so going through that. And everything that I learned at my job when I worked in retail, I learned it on the floor. I didn't learn any of that stuff from that class. And then what actually ended up happening is what was it? The thing had to get approved by the district manager afterwards. So even after you went to the class, like, they would send in like the application and the class submission, and then that would have to be approved by the district manager. And this took weeks. This took weeks to hire somebody. It shouldn't take more than 1 week to hire somebody if they're working in retail, in my opinion. I don't know why this takes like weeks or even possibly months. And that's, you know, that's one of the reasons that retail places are so understaffed, is because people are constantly quitting, they're constantly leaving, and the companies make it just so ridiculous and complicated to hire people. And so you'd think that you'd think that corporations would try to keep some of their most valuable workers. You'd think that they would try, like, to make an effort to try to get them to stop them from leaving, you know, maybe give them a bonus or something like that, stop them from quitting. But nope, it's not. It's just, you know, the same typical corporate attitude. It's, you know, they don't like working here, they don't have to. But, I'll say, you know, the guy who made the whole hiring process should be fired. Why do you like it when GTA 4 it shows the enemy's health? Because I have a good idea when that enemy is about to die. It's not like in GTA Online where I'll shoot them like 20 times, they'll get back up and down, up and down. I don't know when they're dead until I see that stupid X marker pop up. But you know, these corporate idiots are, you know, they're oftentimes, you know, it's completely out of touch with, you know, how their stores work, you know, what their employees have to do and everything like that. And I'll tell you this, I said this story before, but there was a big supermarket that actually opened in the same shopping plaza as the company that I worked for. And the company I worked for was a massive company, so this wasn't like, you know, a small company. But a supermarket opened up, and when that supermarket opened up, the store that I worked for lost a lot of customers. It lost a lot of business. And the thing is, though, is the district manager freaked out about it. He got pissed over that, and instead of, you know, blaming the supermarket, which is, you know, the cause of it, he was blaming us, the employees. And the district manager, you know, there was a company meeting. I remember the district manager just went off. He just went off in the company meeting saying, "You guys aren't doing your jobs. You're not doing properly in customer service. Blah blah. Because of you, we're losing a bunch of customers to our competition and all this other crap." And you know, honestly, at that point, I honestly wanted to tell him to honestly tell him to go F himself. Like, I don't curse at people. I don't. But at that point, I honestly wanted to tell him that, and I just wanted to walk out because I was about to be done. I didn't. I stayed for like maybe another year and a half, but like I was at my boiling point. And trust me, it takes a lot to get me to curse at somebody. You guys know me. I almost never curse. It takes a lot to get me to curse at somebody. So when I curse at somebody, that's really my boiling point at that point. It really takes a lot to get me to curse at someone. Like, that was like my point. But it was just like I was just so sick of that I constantly run around doing everything for these people, you know, covering so many shifts on my days off, and just to have the district manager just tell me all this BS that like I'm not doing my job properly and all this other stuff. But I'll tell you this, the reason that the store was losing a ton of customers and a lot of business, it had nothing to do with the customer service. It was nothing, zero on that. Our customer service was better than the supermarket's customer service. I was in that supermarket before. They didn't have good customer service, but ours was better. So why was the store losing so much customers? It was because of the prices. That's why it was. It was something that wasn't in our control. We don't set the prices. Corporate does. The district manager and all those other people in top corporate, they're the ones who decide on the prices. So that's why the company lost so many customers, because they had really high prices and they wouldn't price match. It was the company's policy. They wouldn't price match. So even if a customer would come into the store and say, and show you a receipt and say, "Hey, I bought this item at the supermarket next door for half what's here. Can you price match it?" It would be no. The answer would be, the corporate answer would be, we don't price match. So if you have that, you're going to lose a ton of customers. They don't understand, you know, how this works basically. And I'll say, like, you can have two stores right next to each other. One store is going to have the lowest prices ever. Everything is going to be really cheap in that store, low prices. And then the next store has the exact same items, but the prices are really expensive. And then the store that's really cheap has the worst customer service. The store that's really expensive has the best customer service. Where do you think the vast majority of people are going to go? The vast majority of people are going to go to the store that has the cheap stuff, even if it has bad customer service. You know, people don't care about customer service that much. You know, the companies care about it so much, but at the end of the day, the thing that people care the most about isn't customer service. It's their wallet. It's how much money they're saving. That's what people care about. And if these stupid idiots in corporate, these CEOs and everything, if they actually talk to their employees, they talk to people that actually worked at the stores, they could actually run their businesses much more effectively. But instead, it's just this. And I've had customers that did returns that, you know, would just constantly say the same thing, that like, "Oh, the reason I'm returning this item is because it's much cheaper in the supermarket." I don't blame them. So it's like, you love the story, Pro. You're right. Retail sucks. Thank you, Ma, for the super chat. And the thing is, though, when I worked at that store, if you want to know how expensive the prices were so expensive that I had like a 30% discount. So like because I worked at the store, if I bought store brand, I would have 30% discount, 20% off everything else. Even if I had a 30% discount on the items, I could still buy it cheaper at the supermarket, the exact same thing. So that shows you just how expensive the store was. That is why the majority of customers were lost, because the store was just too expensive. That is the exact reason. But these idiots, these CEO corporate idiots, they don't understand any of that. Instead, it's it's the bottom line of corporate. It's it's all that's garbage. I honestly, when I imagine these people, like, these corporate idiots, I imagine a bunch of CEOs sitting at like a long table, and they're just talking about, what's the best way that we can make the most amount of money and just screw our workers over. That's, that's literally what I think of it when I think of those people. Bro, thank you so much. I watched your guides for GTA and Red Dead. You made me rich. Thank you, man.
What gives, huh?
Okay. The Fool's Gold is going to start soon. Oh, hello, Enrique. Why don't I curse anymore? I don't curse anymore. Some people think that it's because of YouTube. Part of the reason, maybe, yeah, because of YouTube, because of the monetization. But, I don't really curse much anymore because it's, I don't even do it much real life myself. Like, I just try to avoid it. Like, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't, I don't even drink soda. So it's like, there's a lot of things that I tried to stop doing. Bro, you're a great YouTuber. Keep up the great work. Thanks, man. But I might do, like, a video one day, like, just me breaking all of this stuff down, and I might, like, do a crazy current events video. I haven't done one in some time, where I'll just, like, break this stuff down, and I'll say, like, reasons why working in retail sucks. And I'll just outline all of this stuff. But you know what I really hated, one thing that I really hated about, like, working in retail, one thing that I really hated, and, like, the first few years it happened a lot. The next few years that I worked, like, it didn't happen that much, because, like, I had a new manager, and the new manager that I had, he was actually a good guy. He cared, he cared about the employees in the store, he wanted to help, but the thing is, his hands were tied. There was only a limit on what he could do, because of just how stupid corporate was. So even if you have a great manager, you're still gonna have a bad time, because it's just corporate, the ones who have the final say. I wish I could play the new Legion update, but my Xbox is broken, so I can't play it. Hope you have a great day. Thank you, Cryptic. Well, I will have more Legion content up, so you'll see more Legion content up. I can't wait to do the Watch Dogs Legion Zombies. When they bring that in, I'll definitely do that. Will you play Horizon Forbidden West or Far Cry 6? I'll play Far Cry 6 when it comes out. Thank you, Hellboy. I'll probably do a stream playthrough on it. Wow, that's disturbing, Moth, but I believe it too. I know. One of my cousins, he actually lives in the UK, and he actually told me about this. Basically, and my cousin doesn't work for Amazon, but he just told me about the news. But basically, in the UK, I know, and it's probably the same thing in America. There was this how long until Fool's Gold, by the way? How long until it? Because I don't know if I'll start a bounty here. But there was this Amazon facility somewhere in the UK. My British viewers probably know. And basically what it was like this huge, long, like, building. And what would happen is, if you went on your break, it would take you literally like 10, 15 minutes just to get to the other side of the building where the break room is. So you'd go on a 30-minute break, you'd punch out, and it'd take you like 10 or 15 minutes just to get to the other side of the building. And you'd get to the other side of the building. Okay, I'll start a bounty here then. You get to the other side of the building, half your break is gone. And do you know why that is? I'll tell you why that is. The reason that the company built the building like that is so that employees won't take breaks. It's so that when an employee realizes that half their break is gone by walking to the other side of the building, they'll just think to themselves, I might as well not go on break. I might as well just work through my break. That's literally what the mentality is. That's literally why that building is set up that way. But that's ridiculous. it's the reason that it takes so long to walk to the other side of the building is because you got to go through a bunch of stuff. You're probably bumping into a lot of people, and they also got to do bag checks. So they got to check you out, they check what's in your bag and all the other stuff. And it just you know, the way that I see it, your break should not start until the moment you start eating. That's when your break should start. It shouldn't even start the moment that you're getting food. It should start the moment that you're that you start eating. And that's what was great about my manager. My manager that the last manager that I had when I worked in retail, his motto was that your break doesn't start until you start eating. That was the thing. So like you would go, you know, get food or something like that, and then you would punch out. So you technically still be on hours when you'd be going getting food or, you know, sitting down. The moment you sit down and start eating, that's when your break begins. And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be that, like, you know, you gotta walk to the other side of the building 15 minutes and then it's yeah. Amazon is, you know, Amazon is not a good company to work for. I know, I read about the horror stories of Amazon. It sometimes makes me feel bad buying stuff from Amazon, but it's also convenient because, you know, you get Prime shipping, but, you know, I try to avoid buying stuff from Amazon. I buy more stuff from eBay if I can, but it's, you know, it's Amazon is not a good company to work for. Did I pre-order Far Cry 6? No, I didn't. We'll finish the Fool's Gold, don't worry. We'll get to it.
Hell no. Let me go. God damn.
But what I was trying to say earlier, guys, is like, you know, one thing that, like, you know, one thing that got me mad about working in retail is hi Pro, thanks for all the awesome content. Played Red Dead 1 again, still an amazing game after 10 years. Great story. Thank you. So I thank you Bunny there. I do appreciate the super chat, man. But I'll tell you this, and like if anybody can relate to me, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to read your stories. But the first few years that I worked in retail, I had a really bad boss, and he didn't care at all about his employees. He was horrible. And I thought he was a nice guy at first because of the interview I had with him. He seemed like a decent guy, but then when I started working with him, he's not a good guy at all. But what I'll say is what made me outraged is when I started working there. How old was I? I was 19, and I was young and I was kind of ignorant. And basically what happened was I didn't even realize you had a break. I didn't even realize you were entitled to a break. So I didn't know that you were allowed breaks. I guess I was kind of stupid for thinking you didn't even have breaks. But so I worked several shifts where I was on register for, like, you know, 8 hours. I was standing there for 8 hours. Nobody told me that I could have a break. No one. They knew I wasn't taking a break. No one told me. They knew I was new. No one told me. My manager didn't. And my manager was probably happy that I was working through my break. But that's what was ridiculous. And then the thing is, when I realized that you could start taking breaks, what happened was I would constantly have the same rhetoric to me, and they would try to make you feel bad for taking a break. That's what was horrible. Hey Pro, I think you're tired of the GTA questions, but how much money do you have in GTA Online? Just wondering. And also, keep up the good work. I have like over $1 billion something, Rex. I have like $1,070,000,000 or something like that. I haven't played GTA Online in almost like half a year, so it's I don't know, but it's like over $1 billion something. But so what I'll tell you is, when I worked, the management tried to make you feel bad for taking a break. They literally did that. And I would have the same responses. I would have the same responses that what it was, we're busy right now, you can't go on break right now, we're doing too many things, there's too much work to do right now, you can't go on break, it's gonna screw everyone else over. And I've heard that rhetoric so many times, over and over again. And the thing is, like, the manager would say, oh, I don't go on break, or blah, 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 this. Well, the thing is, the manager would sit in the office the majority of the time, and he would eat his food while he's working at his computer. So it's not comparable. It's not. And I hated that so much when they tried to make you feel bad for going on break. And they would tell you, oh, later, in an hour, and then an hour would pass, they tell you 30 more minutes, and then by that time your shift would pretty much be over, and you wouldn't be able to go on break. It's just, that was disgusting. And the thing is, though, is this one girl that I worked with, I remember she taught me how to take more 15s. And I really appreciated that she told me about that. But basically, she told me that when you're working a 9-hour shift, that you're also qualified for 2 15-minute breaks. So you're qualified for a 30-minute break and 2 15-minute breaks. And she said that they don't tell you about the 2 15-minute breaks. And she said that the 2 15-minute breaks are paid. That's the thing. The 30-minute break isn't. And so she told me that you're allowed to take it, you're legally allowed to take it, but if you try to, they're gonna try to convince you not to, and they're gonna try to stop you, and they're gonna get pissed at you. And so basically, what I did that what she told me to do. I took a 30-minute break. And then, 2 hours later, I took like a 15-minute break, and then an hour later, I went to take another 15. And so they were getting pissed when I was doing that. They were saying oh, what are you talking about? What 15-minute break? When it's clearly, you're clearly allowed to do it. So it's that was just that. Steve keeps asking if a coworker dropped a weight on your foot. Yes, that happened a long time ago, Rex. Thank you for the super chat, $100 super chat, Rex. So what this was how long ago was this? This was 2016, 17. This was a long time ago when this happened. But I was working a night shift, and this guy that I was working with, he was always rushing, and he wasn't a nice guy. He was a bit arrogant, and he wasn't even a manager or anything. He was just a same position as me. And so he was rushing, always something rude to say. But regardless, what happened was it was 3 o'clock in the morning. We were downstairs getting the stuff off, and what happened was we had these U-boat things. So the U-boats that you would push the stuff on, and what would happen is you would have to take the bars off of the U-boat. So those big, steel iron bars. I don't know, it's either steel or iron, one of the two. So you take that out of the U-boat, and you send that down, including with the U-boat. And what happened was this guy was rushing with this stuff, and so this bar was huge. This is this big. So this was a massive bar. And what happened was the guy was rushing. I told him not to rush, but he was still rushing, and he dropped that on my foot. So he dropped that on my foot, and that was not a good experience afterwards. I yelled at him, I screamed at him, and then he said to me, "I don't understand why you're so angry at me." That's what he said to me. It takes a lot to get me angry, but you're gonna drop this huge weight on my foot. Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off. So that. And the thing is, though, is it hurt like hell, but I was still able to walk around normally. And what ended up happening was I went home. And when I went home, and that day, I took my shoe off, my whole sock was red. And I was like, what the hell, why is my sock red? And so I take my sock off, my whole foot was bloody. Like my whole foot was bloody, it was horrible. And so it wasn't, I didn't really require surgery or anything like that, I got a bunch of big bandages, some wraps on it, and it was fine for some time. But what ended up happening was 2 days later, afterwards, the pain went away. But what was really scary about it was my whole leg. It's I didn't feel it at all. So it was like I was able to walk normally and everything like that, but it was when I was walking, it was it wasn't there. It's difficult to explain. It's I didn't feel anything at all there. So I was able to walk, I was able to I was able to open up my leg, close my leg when I was sitting down and stuff, but I wasn't able to feel it. And that's what scared me a lot. I was like, oh God, did it do some type of damage to me? I'm not a doctor or anything, so I don't know what was going on. But I was maybe it's the nerves or something like that. That's what the pharmacist told me. Maybe it's your nervous system or something like that. But basically, what ended up happening was I ended up going to a doctor, and I wanted to go to a doctor for an x-ray to see what happened. And so it was on a Friday afternoon, which I was supposed to hang out with my friends, but I had my Friday ruined because this guy dropped this on my foot. And so I schedule an x-ray appointment with the doctor's office, and I scheduled it, it was 5 p.m., 4 p.m., somewhere around there. I go there, and they tell me the x-ray department is closed. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, why did you schedule the appointment? And the thing is, I didn't even pick the time. I said, what time works for you? And they said 4 or 5 p.m. or whatever it was, afternoon. Come in, x-ray department is closed. So I literally had wasted my time. And then afterwards, I called up another doctor. There was another doctor that was actually willing to help me across town that same day, thankfully. Went to that doctor, I got an x-ray, and he said, we'll get back to you in some time. Doctor gave me a small little casket, and then the doctor ends up calling me a few days later, and he tells me that I'm really lucky. He says nothing is broken. Your foot was just badly bruised. You're fine. It'll go away in a few days. And afterwards, a few days later, I was able to feel my leg. Everything went back to normal, so I'm fine. Don't worry about me. And nothing bad happened after that. But it was still a terrible experience. And the thing is, I was about to file workman's comp or whatever it was called, but I decided not to because I didn't have anything broken or anything, and I was like, it's whatever. You know, it happened, it happened. And the thing is, though, is if the guy, and the thing is, everybody had asked me if I was okay. Everybody. And the, except that guy. So the guy who dropped it on my foot never asked me if I was okay. He had my phone number, never followed up to text me or ask me, hey, are you okay? I'm sorry about that, blah, blah, blah. And that would have been the end of the story. But, like, you know, like I said, this guy was arrogant. He was rude a lot of times. He didn't feel like he did anything wrong. And so he didn't apologize to me. Oh, Fool's Gold. Oh, let me join that. So this guy, this guy didn't apologize. He did apologize eventually, but I think it was the manager made him do it. And the thing is, I left a little bit early that day. So I left like maybe like, you know, 30, 45 minutes early. The manager ends up coming in for the morning shift, talks to this guy, and he asks him, how did the shift go? And the guy who, we lost Fool's Gold, damn it. So he talks to this guy, and he asks the guy, you know, how did the shift go? And the guy tells him, oh, everything went fine. Like nothing happened. So it looks like my posse got into Fool's Gold, but I didn't. That sucks. Okay, you guys have fun in there. You don't back out for me. Just do the Fool's Gold. It's fine. I got a stupid glitch. But that was what ended up happening. And what was it? He got written up for it. So the guy got written up for it. But I think write-ups eventually go away after a few months. So if you get written up 3 times, you get fired. But here's the thing. I wasn't even pissed about, like, you know, about, like, the whole thing dropping on my foot. Sure, like, it hurt and everything like that. I was more pissed about the guy being careless. If the thing fell on my foot and it was, like, a total accident or something like that, like, you know, it was out of his control and he apologized, I would have been like, it's fine, dude, even if I got hurt badly. But, like, just the fact that he was rushing, he was being careless, he dropped this on my foot and didn't apologize, you know, that got me kind of annoyed. So, when did I start playing Red Dead Redemption? 2010. Maybe he was shy to say something. That's no excuse. Even if you're and he wasn't even shy. He was arrogant and he was rude a lot of times. Even if you're shy, that's no excuse. You hurt somebody, you apologize for it. It's as simple as that. How many ETOs do I grind a day? I don't play every day in Watch Dogs Legion, but I usually get a few thousand ETOs when I'm playing. What made you want to work in retail? It's not that I wanted to work in retail. It was just that there was no other jobs that I could really find at the moment, so I started working in retail. That's just, you know, where I was working. And I could have found something better. I could have quit earlier and found something better, but years ago I didn't have the same self-confidence that I do now. Oh, come on, dude, what's going on here? I don't know why people do stuff like this. Like, come on, dude. But I didn't have a lot of self-confidence in myself, and thank you for that super chat, Rex, again, the $100 super chat. I do really appreciate it. But I didn't have a lot of self-confidence in myself, and, you know, what ended up happening to me is people would constantly take advantage of me. Like, I was just too nice to people oftentimes. Oh, I got him too. It's a KD warrior. I'm not surprised by it. Thank you, Rex. I don't know what this guy's problem is. This guy's probably some stream sniper. He sees me streaming and he's like, oh, it's gonna be cool to kill this guy and get my 1 minute of fame on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, Ninja is here. Okay. My favorite game in 2014, Watch Dogs 1. He's standing right next to Trelawney. You know, see, this is just You see, this is just a joke right now. So like, you know, the guy starts a fight with a posse, and he starts a fight with a posse that he can't finish. It's that. It's like, I don't understand people like this. Like, you attack a posse for no reason. You attack, like, the leader of a posse. Of course the whole posse is gonna go after you. And then, like, when you realize that there's so many people after you, you just go and stand right next to Trelawney because you know they can't kill you. Like, you know, how cheap is this? Thank you, Rex, again for the super chat. Man, you're on fire with those super chats. Reddit Online is not a dead game, unlike GTA Online. Oh, thank you, Rex. Hey, Pro, is it worth buying PS5 yet, or is it still the same gameplay as PS4? I mean, you know, I'm playing 90% of the time I'm playing PS4 games on the PS5 because there's not much there. The only PS5 game that I really play is Cold War and Watch Dogs Legion. If I play Red Dead on PS4, will I keep progress from Xbox? No, you won't. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think you will. There we go, Katie Warrior down. Bro, you should do more commentary content. I love listening to the stories you tell, and I always look forward to crazy current events. Thank you, Jaden. Thanks, man. I was trying to lasso. I bet you he's going for the bounty board. That's probably what he's going for right now. He's trying to do the lasso. He's not a super high level. He's like 181. But this guy's probably from GT Online. This player, I bet you, this guy played a bunch of GT Online, and he thinks that it's just like Red Dead Online is just like GT Online, where you just kill people for no reason, and Oh, come on. Oh, that sucks. Thank you for the revive. Sucks that I fell on that tree. Bumblebee, if he doesn't have to help you, so well, thank you for the super chat, Rex. I try to help everyone, but I can't get to everyone because so many people ask for help. Pro, try this ability card build. The moment to recuperate, cold-blooded, iron lung, and fool me once. Really good at keeping you alive. I just screenshotted that. Thank you for telling me about that. I'll take a look at that a bit later. Thank you for the super chat and the advice on Dead Coyote. Where is he? Did he disappear or something? Oh no, he's over there. Ah, Ninja, you killed him too fast. I was gonna, lasso. Oh, and I also, another thing, guys, I'm gonna have a charity stream coming up. I'm gonna be, I have to finish Liberty City Stories. Remember Liberty City Stories when I did the charity stream? I never finished 100% because I was just really busy. So we're gonna do part 2 on that stream, and we're gonna finish the Liberty City Stories 100%. And we'll raise money for the same charity we did last time. Also, I don't know when. Maybe sometime next week. Next week is also my birthday, but I'll do it sometime later in the, next week. Do you think you would have been at 1,000 gold if the gold nerf hadn't happened? Yeah, probably. Close to there. Good shooting there, Brandon. Where is this guy? Okay. Okay, don't kill him too fast this time, guys. I love the weather in this game too. But do I have any other horses I use besides the Arabian? Thank you, Eden. I have yeah, I have the Chester horse, I think it's called, that came with the Ultimate Edition, and I have the Trader horse. I don't know what that one's called, the one that's the Trader related horse. And the only reason I have the Trader horse is because I bought it once because I thought that it was like I thought that I would be able to use it on the wagon, but it's because the picture shows it with the wagon, but that's not it. I'm not even gonna bother wasting my time on that guy anymore. Is there, guys, Saucer, is there any kind of event coming up still, like another PvP event, anything coming up? Do I like Oblivion more than Skyrim? Not necessarily. There are things that I liked in Oblivion better than in Skyrim. Like, I enjoyed the majority of the quests. I enjoyed them more in Oblivion than in Skyrim. I thought the map was kind of better in Skyrim, but I did like Imperial City a lot in Oblivion. I mean, Oblivion had werewolves, which Skyrim had werewolves, which Oblivion was lacking. But you know what I'll tell you? The Thieves Guild in Oblivion and the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion, I thought they were much better than the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. I thought the Dark Brotherhood quest line was really good in Oblivion. Like, I really liked that one. That was my favorite, like, faction. But and the Thieves Guild questline was decent too, and you got to become the new Gray Fox. That was cool. But you know, in Skyrim, you know, they didn't really have that much thing on the they really didn't have that much in the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood. And the thing is, though, is I remember that in the what was it, the in Oblivion, when I was the Gray Fox, and you actually wore the Gray Fox's cowl, like the Thieves Guild members would actually, you know, address you as their leader and stuff. But in when you complete the Thieves Guild storyline in Skyrim, even though you become the head of the Thieves Guild, they literally just act like you're new to the guild or whatever. They act like you're not even the boss. Like, sometimes they'll say boss to you, but like I had that one guy that says, "Oh, you're Brynjolf's new protege, right?" It's like, what? It's like, no, I'm your boss. It's like it doesn't make sense. It's like they didn't program the dialogue correctly in some of the stuff. Okay, is there any new events? Will I do collaboration streams in the future? That can boost your subscribers, and it's good content. People like Zoomy, Fiasco, Hazard. I did a few collaborations with PvP Cats. If you've seen his videos, I did a few Red Dead videos with him. Interviews mostly. Random challenges, but it's 29 minutes. Okay. Yeah, probably. I guess we're probably not going to get to a PvP mode today. Let me see here. What can I do? What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to play some poker. I haven't played some poker in some time. Let me see here. What is this? Right here, Wilderness Camp. Fast travel. Let's go to Valentine. I'm 26, Rex. Thank you for the super chat. Hey Pro, I love how you wear a suit in real life while playing Hitman and wearing a hat while playing Red Dead. Keep up the good work. Thank you, thank you there. And I'll tell you this, I'm gonna have more Hitman videos coming up. Because the next elusive target, whenever that comes out, I'll do the next elusive target. Because I've seen a lot of comments of people asking me for more Hitman content. And my Hitman series has actually gotten really popular. Like, I went back to the playlist the other day. A lot of those Hitman videos actually got a decent amount of views. So people liked when I played Hitman a lot. They liked when I got Silent Assassin, like, perfect scores. Yeah, I'll do some of the more Hitman. I'll do the Hitman sniper missions and some of that stuff soon. My birthday is June 7th. Okay, Saucer, I just gotta leave the party. Oh, I didn't even realize my mic in here was muted. But, I guess I gotta leave the party here just so I can play poker. Oh, thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Christopher Ritchie. Thanks, man, for the super chat. You know what, Drift, I'm gonna have a really good video talking about this, comparing, like, doing, like, if, Watch Dogs Legion can be a competitor. Just, you'll see it eventually, you know, it'll, my favorite game of 2016, thank you, Rex, for the super chat. 2016, favorite game? I don't know. I don't really remember that the games came out in 2016. I know 2018 my favorite was Red Dead Redemption 2. 2020 my favorite one was Ghost of Tsushima. 2019 my favorite game was Days Gone. 2017, I don't know. What did I like in 2017? I don't know. Happy early birthday, Patrick. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats today. This guy's the best cosplayer. Thank you. And I have much more cosplay outfits. When I do the Watch Dogs Bloodline DLC, get ready for my Aiden Pierce cosplay to return. When is the Watch Dogs Legion Zombies coming? The zombies are on PC right now in beta form. They're eventually going to come to PC. I don't know when. So that should be kind of fun when that's going to happen. Okay, let's see if we can do good here. Yeah, I'll cosplay Johnny and Lewis. Lewis's outfit is really easy to do. But Johnny's outfit may be a bit harder to do. The thing is, does anybody in the comments know what type of jacket Johnny wears in The Lost and Damned? Because the thing is, though, I was trying to find like a jacket that matched his jacket, but I wasn't able to find anything online. Like, I know there's websites that sell Johnny Klebett's jackets, but those websites are like really suspicious looking. I'd rather buy it from something like, you know, Amazon or eBay even. But like, what is the type of jacket that he wears? Like the style? Because I know it's a leather jacket. I know it's a leather biker jacket. I know that. But the thing is, though, is he wears a unique type of leather biker jacket. Because I went on, like, Amazon and I typed in just leather biker jacket, and I couldn't find one that matches Johnny's. Like, all the leather biker jackets are very different than his. Like, I can't find one that matches his online. So, like, does anybody know the style that he wears, what it's called? Do you think I'm a good person for donating to answer people's questions? Well, thank you, Rex, for the super chat. But I mean, I really appreciate the super chats, Rex. But you don't need to donate to answer for other people's questions. You don't feel like you have to do that. I try to read the chat as much as I can. Sometimes when I go off in my stories, like when I'm talking about a story, I wasn't even paying attention to the cards I folded. But sometimes when I get into a story and I start talking about a story, I don't read the chat for a number of minutes. So like, don't be pissed at me, guys, if I don't read the chat for a few minutes when I'm talking about a story. I'm just focusing on discussing the story. But I always do try to read the chat as much as I can. So I do try to read the chat. So Oblivion has a lot more details than Skyrim. I wouldn't know if it has more details, but like there are some things that Oblivion does better. But thank you for those super chats, Rex. I do appreciate it a lot, man. Will I do a reaction to Battlefield 6? Yes, I will. I know, Lewis has a varsity jacket, I know. Every single time I hear that word varsity, I think of The Sopranos when Uncle Junior says, you never had the makings of a varsity athlete. I remember that. Yeah, but the thing is, I wasn't even able to find a jacket that looks like Johnny's online. Like, there's not one. Like, I know there's websites that sell Johnny Klebett's jackets, but those websites are suspicious. Like, there's like, and I read like bad reviews about those websites, so I'm just not taking like a chance with them. But I want to get like a jacket that matches Johnny's outfit for when I do like the Lost and Damned, but I just don't know the style of it. I know it's a leather biker jacket, but I just don't know what the style is that he has specifically, because it's a different one. Like, you know, a lot of biker jackets, like, you know, they'll have like, you know, those big, like, you know, steel buttons on them and like the sides on it. Johnny's jacket doesn't have that. It's more of an old-fashioned biker jacket, but with a zipper. So it's a bit different. The one that he has. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Okay. Are you gonna watch E3? Probably. I watch like E3 only on games that I'm interested in, like games that catch my attention and stuff. I watch it. Like, I don't sit down and watch the live event. I'll just go back to it when it finishes, and I'll just see like what games were revealed, like what the types are, and I'll just look into that. Oh, what did I just bet? I didn't even realize I bet some money. Okay.
I bet you could show me a good time.
The Ballad or the Lost and Damned? It's hard to choose. I like both of them. I mean, the Ballad maybe has more content to offer because of all the crazy vehicles, but I like it. I like both of them, really. If you want a helping friend for GT on PS4, great protected. Got your back. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rex. And I'll probably send you a message later tonight. Thank you for the super chats, Rex. I do really appreciate it, man. You're on fire with those super chats. Thanks, man. Okay, let me bet this here. I watched the Dying Light 2 trailer. What country does Dying Light 2 take place in? Doesn't it take place in Eastern Europe? The stream, I'll be probably wrapping up the stream in a few minutes. Well, the thing is, every single in GTA 4, there's several annoying characters. Like there's Vlad, and then there's Manny for Nico, and then for Johnny, the most annoying character in yeah, I got this. I win. The most annoying character in The Lost and Damned is Brian. Brian is definitely the most annoying character, and then in the ballad it's Evan. So like each of those games, like they have all their annoying characters. Do your friends or parents gamble? No. No one that I know gambles. At least I hope not. But it's yeah. I think that I don't understand I don't understand gambling personally. Like I mean, I guess possibly it would be fun to play with friends, but nothing serious. Like I don't people that bet like thousands of dollars on this if they're not rich or anything. I don't understand why people do stuff like this. But all the people that go to casinos and just waste their money, those people could be much more productive if they actually learned how the stock market works. So if they learn how the stock market works, they learn about stocks, they read up on that, they get into that, and they invest their money instead in the stock market instead of putting it, wasting it in the casino, they could get far more money back. But instead, these people are impatient, and they're the first thing that comes to their mind is they just want to get the money now, and so they want to blow it at the casinos. Yes, it's just I think that everyone who gambled, if they learned about and I'm not an expert on the stock market, so I'm not the person to ask. But I'm saying is if everybody instead learned about the stock market that gambled, they'd at least be investing their money into something instead of just wasting it at the casino. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. I bought Sniper Elite 4 recently when it was on sale. Any tips for beginners? Play on Sniper Elite difficulty. I think Sniper Elite difficulty is the best difficulty to start out on because Sniper Elite difficulty has no it has that little aim assist thing that'll tell you where you're aiming. I don't play with the aim assist. I play usually on Sniper Elite, but I don't play with the aim assist because I don't like it. It distracts me. But the aim assist will give you a good idea of how much to compensate for bullet drop and wind. And then eventually when you play enough on that, then try playing on authentic difficulty. Did you see Watch Dogs Bloodline trailer? You mean that like 2-minute cutscene when Aiden is sitting in the car? Yeah, I saw it. I like it. I liked it. I like how they kept Aiden's original personality, and I like how he's still friends with Jordy despite the fact that Jordy tried to kill him. So it's I hope we see Jordy. He's in a phone call, but I hope we see more of him, or at least in phone calls in Bloodlines. I think I'm gonna do really good here, guys. Yep, thank you. Won it. Okay. Okay, we did pretty well there. I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna get out here. So because I won. So it's I'm not gonna because I'm gonna start losing if I keep playing. Did Rockstar make the characters in GTA 4 to be annoying? They made a lot of the characters like Vlad, Manny, Evan, and Brian were all designed to be annoying. Those characters were meant to be annoying. Some characters are made in games that are really annoying but weren't designed to be annoying. Like one character that I can think of that wasn't designed to be annoying but was annoying was Preston Garvey in Fallout 4. Like that guy was annoying. Constantly constantly complaining to you about settlements. Like you're the general and yet you have to clean everything up and deal with everything. And so like it's that character like that can be annoying, but they're not even they're not meant to be annoying. Yeah, I think Nico I think is definitely the best GTA character of all time. I think he's definitely the best one. So this is what the dream feels like. Oh, Nico's in chat too. Yeah, I guess I'll probably be wrapping up this stream here. I had a lot of fun on this stream. Got some stories through and had some gameplay. I'm just disappointed we didn't get to a PvP mode. I wanted to do Fool's Gold, but I guess, didn't get in, unfortunately. We'll do a Fool's Gold on the next one. So make sure that you guys make sure that you guys check out my channel, because I'll have more, GTA videos, and I'll have a lore video coming out. And I'm working on a Red Dead video right now. If the update doesn't drop before I finish the video, then I'll put the video out. But the video that I'm making is like, the top 5 things the Mafia robbery update should do and shouldn't do. That's the update that's coming out in Red Dead, where I'll talk about like, stuff that it's should do and shouldn't do. I also got a few lore videos. I got a really good lore video on Dimitri. I have like a whole video like talking about like why Dimitri betrayed Nico. So I got a whole character analysis on that, explaining why he did what he did. And I'll have one on Playboy and Dwayne. And then I have what is it? I have I have the Eddie Lowe video coming up. So Eddie Lowe, if anybody knows who Eddie Lowe is in GTA 4, you're gonna be like, oh no, Eddie Lowe. So Eddie Lowe, I'll have a video on Eddie Lowe tomorrow. Will be the Eddie Lowe video. So make sure, guys, I'll have that early tomorrow. So it's that one will be a bit crazy, that Eddie Lowe video. But I guess I'm gonna go here. Is Yugoslavia and Russian? No. Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore, but it's very far from Russia. It's nothing to do with Russia. Well, you do a live stream on Sunday? No, but I'm probably gonna do a live stream on Monday. What is Monday, June 7th? Yes, Monday is June 7th. That's my birthday, so Monday we'll do a stream. I don't know what game I'll do on my birthday stream. I'll think about it. But I'll stream something on my birthday. I think the reason Aiden is still friends with Jordy is because it's something happened in between, like, Watch Dogs 1 and Legion. Like, Jordy appears in Watch Dogs 2, but there's no communication with Aiden in that part. I think I think Aiden probably realized that it was business, nothing personal. That's probably what it was, because what Jordy did to Aiden, that was business. If you really think about it, as messed up as it was business. It wasn't personal. He didn't have a grudge against Aiden. He just did that because he wanted the money. Good stream, Pro. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you. And there's no contract out on Aiden anymore. So like Jordy doesn't really have a reason to kill him. And it looks like Jordy probably helped Aiden out with something, or Aiden helped Jordy out with something. That's probably why they're still friends, despite trying to kill each other. I mean, Michael and Trevor tried to kill each other, and they're still friends. So it's it's not the end of the world just because of that. But I guess we'll be going here. So thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait to do Bloodlines in July when that comes out. What do I think should be added to GTA? Nothing really at this point. Like, I can't think of anything. I think the game has had enough updates. I mean, I'm not against new updates, but I would like to see. I would much more rather see content on Red Dead than on GTA. But thank you for all the super chats, Rex. Thank you for everyone who super chatted. So I guess we'll wrap it up here. Check out the Eddie Lowe video tomorrow, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.